We are Josh
Hi.
and me, Will, uh, and yeah. So we're gonna try this topic of the luge.
Death at the Olympics.
hmm So we're gonna go through statements of fact, and then we're gonna voice our opinion.
What is the facts?
The facts are: number one,
Are you sure it's a fact?
we're pretty sure,
Okay, as long as we're sure.
that the accident was human error.
You're right. Him crashing was human error.
Right.
All right.
It's an inherently dangerous sport, but
True.
the people involved do know that it is dangerous going into it.
It's a dangerous sport. He knew that.
All right. Also, we'll quote a source here. The International Luge Federation president said that the track curves were too short and needed to be lengthened 40 to 50 centimeters, I believe. So lugers could be protected from flying from the track.
I don't know if his length was the higher the wall, wasn't it?
Yeah, lengthened.
Yeah. About a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And as they've done now, we've seen on recent footage on the Olympics that they've actually put a wall there. I don't know if they've actually rounded the track or lengthened the actual track, but they did put a wall up.
So when you crash, you won't fly off and hit a steel beam.
Right, you just fly up and hit it. The wood support there, wood wall. It's about 100 feet long or so.
I think I'd rather hit a wooden wall than a steel beam. I don't know about you.
Yeah, probably would be.
All right.
But the same International Bobsled Luge and Bobsled Federation said that the track was safe under the standards that they've set,
right,
internationally.
I would argue that they've never seen a track this fast,
except at World Cup.
Yeah, I think they deemed it safe before the World Cup. That's when all the people, after they did the World Cup there, and that's when the athletes started coming out and saying that it was unsafe.
Right, but the average track speed has been in the mid to low 80s.
Right. And this
through international tracks.
Yeah.
So this is
90s.
like a newer track,
yeah,
apparently. And the guy who designed it is a German fella, and he's designed 6 others.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, next fact. This is not an isolated incident. Others have crashed on the same corner, which they call the 50-50.
Yeah, I think they said over a dozen people have already crashed.
Yeah.
The training
runs. Yeah.
So I mean, that's just for the training for the Olympics. There, they know there'd been a lot of crashes, and this corner particularly is known as a really dangerous one.
Right. They have different names like links, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Little nicknames for the corners, kind of help them.
I mean, now there's been a little over a dozen that crashed, but we both know fact that a lot of people have made it down the track and not crashed.
Right. Many other Olympians, like the next fact, that they've made the course.
I just said it because I knew it was the next fact.
Thanks a lot.
I'm kind of smart that way.
Yeah, underscoring my fact sheet here.
I'm trying.
Many made the course with crashes, we said, that they crashed.
Crashes, and you see them like losing traction, coming around those corners and stuff. I mean, they're not sitting in the track like they shouldn't be.
Right. True. And a lot of it has to do with they're just not used to that additional about 10 miles an hour worth of speed.
Which is a lot.
Well, it can make up a difference.
I mean, 10 miles an hour is a speeding ticket.
True.
Yeah, true. Not like I've ever had any.
Me neither. No.
All right.
Canada could have prevented the other team. Actually, they did prevent the other teams from practicing on the track. Some of the Canadian teams had up to 300 worth of trial runs on it.
Canada's really big on they have to have the home field advantage, and so they wanted to make sure that only their team knew the track real well. Which, I mean, I can understand home field advantage, but when we're talking about a sport that's this dangerous, inherently this dangerous, I don't think that you should take practice time away from somebody for home field advantage. It's
on that track, but they did have practice on other tracks.
Right.
So it wasn't like they weren't getting practice in.
No, but
it was just not on this particular track.
Which tracks, the turns, the speeds, it's all different.
Yeah, but if you're averaging 80 to 85 miles an hour.
Yeah, but you need to know when to lean, when to turn.
Yeah.
It takes time learning a track.
And so, and then also, that even after this accident, the track was deemed safe.
Which to me, I think they deemed it safe, and then they were kind of hypocritical by lowering the speed, the start time, and then putting up the wall. Because if it was safe, why would they have done anything? I think they're kind of, I don't know. They're using. I mean, you don't say something's safe and then change it.
Well, but it's a very emotional, thing right now. Someone just died a few days ago,
Right.
and it's a very emotional time. I mean, they're
I mean, that's like saying the track is safe for them to go down, but it's not safe for their mental health. I mean, it's a cop out. To my opinion, is it was a cop out to say it was safe and then to change it.
in my opinion, it was an emotional uh, undertaking to put the wall, not just to put the wall up, but I mean, they want to be safe. I mean, if they can
lowered the
prevent
track
something,
speed
I think they
down.
would.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, they should have put up the wall a long time ago. Why would you put steel beams right there, and not have them padded? I know padding would have stopped anything,
Right.
but why not just extend the wall?
Well, I don't even think they had a wall up there.
Well, not a really
Because-
tall one. I mean,
Well-
you got the lip. It's got it's the half pipe you're coming in.
I honestly think that, in my opinion, that they didn't put up the wall, not just because they were like, okay, it's safe by international standards. They just didn't think it would ever happen. I mean, I know
But
the
they were-
athletes had been complaining previously, but it was designed for experienced sliders, losers, and that this wasn't for an inexperienced person. This was for
It should have been
the
designed
best of
for
the
another.
best.
It should have been designed on an Olympic standard, not a professional standard.
But
And
the
we
world-
differ there. We differ on the fact that I think that Olympians should be the best of the amateurs, where you think they should be the best of the best. Am I correct?
Well, I mean, I have different opinions about different sports, I guess, but mostly I would agree that it's the best of the best.
Right.
In my opinion, when I think of Olympians, I think of the best, the creme de creme.
Right, and I think it should be the best of the amateurs. I mean, granted, I know they allow professionals in the Olympics now.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something that's come on in the last 30, 40 years.
Mhm.
I disagree with that. I mean, you agree with it. I mean, I disagree. I think it should still be an amateur sport. I think if you're paid to do something, I mean, that makes you a professional, and it's kind of an unfair advantage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy watching the Olympics. I mean, I just think that the professionalism, I think, needs to be fair all the way around. So they know coming into this when they're building it that not everybody is going to have the same skill level. He knew when he built that track.
Well, yeah, but that's why he was ranked 44th versus
Right.
top
So
10.
when they built that track, they knew that people would be going down that track that weren't of the professional level.
So you're gonna start designing tracks that are based on someone of a lesser skill.
No, but you need to design a track that's safe for everybody.
Okay, like YouTube says, we can't have a video over 10 minutes, so please follow the links and go see part 2 and leave your comments.